Hi, welcome back to my channel, Make It Make Sense. If you've been here before and if it's your first time, welcome. So today I just wanted to talk about well, I guess two different things. The first thing I wanted to do was just talk about one important thing that you have to do when you have uh seasoning. Sorry. If you like stock up on seasonings a lot and you store like seasonings for uh long periods of time is pretty much important. The same is with just like regular food with your seasonings, is to make sure that you are you're rotating them and checking them every couple of months, because it's like the same thing as within like rice and dried beans. The little weevils and bugs come in here. So either there's like already eggs in here of like bugs from like processing, or the factory or whatever. Somehow, because seasonings are pretty much like herbs and plants basically anyways. So most seasonings, they may contain eggs and or bugs. You might not be able to see them with the naked eye, or because they're like somewhat mixed in here. Because this is one example here. I have this bagel seasoning, and I don't even know. I've been looking for this for like 6 months, and I just happened to find it the other day. And I guess you can see like the difference in the coloration here at the top. This whole like much here is just like bugs. You can see like it's like kind of reddish. So if you probably can see them crawling around, but they're mostly like at the top. And this is because this has been opened. But the same thing has happened before with different other. I don't think my camera's gonna be able to focus in it. Yeah, I don't know what these kind of bugs are. They're kind of like reddish, brownish, reddish little bugs. I have no idea, but this has happened to me before with other seasonings that are like opened. I don't think I've experienced them with seasonings that I haven't opened. So I don't know if it's because like the air that's coming in. And I guess I do want to apologize because I didn't comb my hair all day today. That's why I usually do my videos in the morning, because I get sidetracked. I do other stuff, and then I'll be like, "Oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later," and I don't get around to it. Like right now, it's 8:49. I just put my baby in the bed. She went to sleep about 10 minutes ago. So like I'm tired. You probably can see it in my eyes. Cause she's at the age where she's into everything all day. And like now, she hardly ever takes naps. She just like fights it all day. And she's just like afraid she don't want to miss nothing. So I just let her do what she do and then put her in bed at a certain time. So now I usually, if she don't take a nap, I usually, go for around like 8:30 to start getting her ready for bed. But like I say, right now it's 8:49 and I am tired. It just turned 8:50. And I was gonna go ahead and wait till in the morning to do this video, but I remembered that like right now there's possible storms coming in for Wednesday. So I want to make sure that I get everything done either tomorrow and Tuesday just before Wednesday gets here. So that way I don't have to like go anywhere. So I don't want to do the video in the morning. So that's why I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now, even though I'm like not prepared or ready or tired and everything. So because I was supposed to do it earlier today and then I started doing something else and it just took me like pretty much all day, and then I got sidetracked, I got hungry, and then I did another project. So and then I was like, okay, you know what? I could just do it in the morning because I'm tired. And then I was like, wait, no, I can't, because if I try to get up early and do it, it's gonna push me to doing my errands late. And I like when I do my errands, I like to go like early as possible, like especially during the summertime when it's really hot, just to like try to beat the heat. And then also because like, it's less crowded and busy because most people are at work. So I try to do it, while other people are at work. That way I don't have to be like stressed out worrying about like after when people get off work, everybody's in a rush and everybody's tired from work and all of that. So I learned like a couple of years ago when I stopped working, it's like best to go to the grocery stores and everything while other people are at work. So like it's best to wait until after like around like 9, 10 o'clock to do whatever you have to do. Uh yeah, pretty much like 9, 10 o'clock is the best time. And then just from like 1 to like 3 during the week, and then the weekends if you can avoid all grocery stores at all times. It's the best for me because it's less traffic and less people. And then especially around like the holidays also. But I just learned that trick because when I was like injured a couple of years ago, when I first started having my health issues, it was just like hard for me with like the inflammation and everything aching. It's like hard for me to like move fast. So it's just like certain things like people are so impatient. So it's just like simple things, just like me trying to walk across the crossway to get like in or out the store. It's like sometimes because I have sciatica and arthritis in my back and my left hip, and sometimes I'm just like trying to barely can make it because of like nerve pain and just like muscle weakness or whatever. And I'm trying to like cross the walkway and I can barely like walk. People are so impatient because I remember this one time I was like walking across the crosswalk and like the car was like way here and like it was going too fast, first of all, and like I'm walking slow. So it's like by the time they got to me, I was like halfway in the walkway. And like I'm going, and the car literally just like stopped right in front of me here and just blew the horn. And I'm like, okay, well, you saw me like 5 miles away trying to cross the street. You could clearly see I was not walking that fast. So, yeah, it's just like a few days. I just literally got in my car and just like cried because, like I say, most people at work, I really didn't have anybody to help me. So it was just like happened to be the time of the day that I needed to run errands for whatever reason. So it took me like a bunch of adjusting to figure out certain things that I need to do for myself and to like as far as pain management and as far as just getting things done. And yeah, so it just took me a while to figure out little tips and little tricks to help me do what I need to do. Some of them including just like for heavy things, I just started. Well, at first my mom was helping me like on her days off. She was like cases of water when I need cases of water. Either I'll let her go to the store or for me and get it, or I would just like ride with her to go. But it's just like after a while, she was kind of, I could tell she was getting annoyed. So I just stopped asking her to do it because it seemed like every time she was off, I would ask her, like, hey, if you're going somewhere, can you take me? And then I had to start like asking her ahead of time, like, hey, on your next day off or the next time you're off on one of your off days, can you let me know which day? And but it seemed like she was getting like, I guess, burdened down because she really was the only one that was helping me do things because we weren't living together, but we were living close by. So she was the only one that was like right close to me. And then we did eventually move in together. But that's like a whole different subject. But basically I just kinda over the years had to learn some things to do to just take care of myself and take it easy without like the help of other people or just get help when I can. So, like I was saying, another thing I would do is after I stopped asking my mom, I would just like when I pick the kids up from school, like my son, I would just do my regular grocery shopping, and then I would let him I would just give him the card to go in the store to buy like the bottled water, and he would just like bring it out. Or sometimes at certain grocery stores, sometimes I would forget that I'm, not supposed to be lifting heavy stuff until I actually get ready to lift it. And then I'm like, oh shoot. But it'd been like one time when I was just standing by the water and someone walked up to me. They were like, do you need help? I was like, actually, I do. So sometimes I can get someone to help me and like load it into my basket. And at certain grocery stores, like when you go to Walmart, they don't have people that help you really. But like when I go to HEB, so that's the one store that I do would like to used to go to help me carry my waters. They would have, the checkout people or the baggers would walk you to your car and unload stuff for you. And like I was saying, also if I went to like Walmart, I would just wait till school is out or the weekend when my son was out of school, and I would just like get him to get the water for me. And then even sometimes if I get help with people, what I would do is I would just like open the case of water in the car, and I would just get like double bag, like 2 bags, and just however many I could fit in the bag, bring that into the house. Like say for instance, it's Monday and I go today. I drop my kids off at school, then I go to the store myself and just say I go to HEB because I know they're going to help me load my car. Then when I make it home, I would be like, taking my groceries in the house, and then I would bring some bags out to put the bottled waters in, and I'll just fill a bag and put it in the house, and then just keep doing that. Just like every time I would run errands or anything, I would just do that, just fill up bags and just bring it like that. And then when the case of water got light enough for me to carry, then I would just carry the rest inside. But it's just like simple tricks. And I know a lot of people would say like, why don't you just get the groceries delivered? But it's like sometimes you have to pay for it. So I'll be like, no. And then certain stuff like vegetables, I like to pick out myself. So I just kind of figured out a way to do it for myself. But in this video, I just wanted to go out over just saying like it's important for you to store your, items properly. And also, if you open something, just remember you can only have it open for like a couple of months. I guess depending on what spices you have, or I guess the source where you got it from. I don't really know, but I just noticed the last like year because I'm usually more organized. In the past like couple of months, I haven't been like 6 months. I haven't been as organized, so I usually even right now my cabinet is organized well. Like when I open it, I know where everything is. Like, okay, the pepper's on this side, the salt is right there, then this is in the middle, this is here, that's in the back, that's somewhere in the middle. But it's just like I unorganized somehow. So, but I was just wanting to go over saying that it's important to properly store anything that you're stockpiling. But and like that's why it's important to rotate because you might could have this for like a whole year and no bugs form, but then like the second year they might start to form, or it could be 6 months. It's just dependent on the expiration date and how fresh it is from when you get it and how long you've had it. And I guess things just like moisture once you open it. So just like for instance, this I could have put it into another like airtight container, or I could have put like some oxygen absorbers or just like some bay leaves or something in here. But I have never done any of this stuff. Or you could just get like if you have just like a I forgot what you called it. The little vacuum sealers. I guess if you open it, you could put it in a little bags and vacuum seal, you know, to make sure there's no oxygen in it or whatever. But I don't do any of that stuff. But I know that I did have this open way too long for it. And you can see as big as it is, I don't really use this as often. But they didn't have any, this was the only size that they come in. And this is the HEB brand. I usually buy the everything bagel. And what I do is I make a homemade bread that I cook on the stove. And I usually sprinkle this on it, like right after I take it out while it's still hot. That way it'll stick to the bread. I usually that's the only thing that I use this for. So that's why it's like so much in here. it's open and you can see there's barely any use. And that's why the bugs form because I really hadn't found it. And I think I made bread like once or twice in the past 6 months. So even if I used it, it's like I wouldn't have used that much of it. But that's just like one thing to like consider and remember just about like rotating your stock, checking it. And another thing is like if you know you've had something open for a while or you don't use on a regular basis, like before you, because I did that one time with a different one and it was stored in a different area. Like I have seasoning stored in like 3 or 4 different locations. So I took one, the ones that I use most often, and like on an everyday basis or above my stove in the little cabinet, and then the other ones are like in different areas of the house. But this one they had happened to not be above the stove, and I something told me because I was about to just start pouring it in the pot, and something told me like, no, don't do that. To like pour it in your hand first. And when I poured it in my hand, and then I looked at it and I was about to like throw it in the pot and I saw something moving. I was like, I did like a double take. I was like, wait a minute, is that a bug? And I was like, ew, several bugs. And then I like went and looked into the container and you could just see them all crawling around. So I was like, oh no, I'm happy I didn't just do that because I was gonna have to like pour out all of my food. Which I mean, some people they don't mind. They probably eat bugs anyways. And I think most of the time we're eating bugs anyways in our food because the FDA and uh, what's the other one? 3 letter word. They all allow just like a small percentage, anyways, of like bugs or whatever. And I think most people don't even realize it. But it's just like almost impossible to make sure that there's like no bugs or anything in your food because, like I said, most of your food is grown by farmers and it comes from outside. So even when they use pesticides, I mean, you can't kill like every little bug or insect. So, but that's it. And I will get into, I'm already at 17 minutes. So hopefully I'll be able to upload this video because I've been having problems uploading long videos. And this is in no particular order, but these are like all the seasons I use and like to keep stockpile just in case anybody like needs to get an idea of like what seasonings I need to make sure that I have, plenty of. And I am getting winded because I'm trying to talk fast. And this is Italian seasoning. As you can see, there's just like one small corner left. But I do like to use Italian seasoning a lot. And what it is thyme, oregano, basil, sage, rosemary, and I don't know how you pronounce the other M word. MARJORAM. But this I use for a lot of different things. Sometimes when I make just rice, I like to just sprinkle, while my rice is cooking, just sprinkle a little bit of this on the top with like a little salt and pepper, just to give it just like a little taste. But I like to also use this for just like my spaghettis. And then sometimes if I make homemade pizza dough and I don't have pizza sauce, I just use like tomato sauce and just put this seasoning on there. So, but that's one other thing that I have been doing the past couple of years since like 2017, 18, probably 18 or 19, probably like 19, 20. After I stopped working, I just started to kind of try to learn how to do more things. So that's one thing I tried to learn how to make like bread and pizza dough. So I've got like a recipe. The first time I did my pizza dough, I found a really good recipe and then I lost it. And I haven't been able to find the pizza dough recipe for yet. And it's been like a couple of years. And it was just like a really moist pizza dough. Every other pizza dough that I get is kind of like dry and it's just doesn't work. Even when I try to add like extra water or oil before I make it, it just doesn't compare. But another one that I use just on a regular basis is just pepper. I mean, you pretty much use this on everything meats, chicken, like I said before, sometimes rice, pasta. just like pepper, regular pepper. Oregano is another thing that I use on a regular basis. I guess you can see how much is in there that I actually compare to this. How much, and as I go through them, you'll see that I really do use the ones that I'm saying because they're mostly gone. So like all of these, I do try to keep two or three, especially like this size. Like this one, I don't use as much, so I try to keep one and then the extra, at least one, and then maybe when it started getting like halfway or almost, then I will buy another one. This is not one that I use like on everything. Um, but yeah, sometimes I do like a chicken and rice in the oven, and I'll put a little of this in there, and just like chicken, just like meat, spaghetti. If I don't want to use the Italian seasoning and I just want to put a certain spices, because Italian seasoning, some of my other seasonings are going to be like the ones that's already in here. That's why I like to use this because it already has everything in there. But on certain things, I might not want to use all the ingredients in Italian, so I just have them individually as well, except for the one that I don't know how to pronounce, Majoram. I never have bought that, and I don't really know what that flavor is. And another one of mine that I came across about like 2019 is I was looking for paprika, and I think they were out, and so for some reason I bought the smoked paprika. Or I was trying to find something, I don't remember, but I noticed the smoked paprika, and I was like, let me try this. So I do love this. It gives stuff just like a smoky taste. And I don't even buy regular paprika anymore. I don't believe. I just replace regular paprika with this because I had one bad experience when I was younger. I never had cooked with paprika before, and I was cooking something and I used way too much. And just like the taste was unbearable. So after that, it's like for a long time, I couldn't even use paprika because it just like will make me sick to my stomach because I use way too much of it. It's kind of like if you ever use too much salt or pepper, then it's like the same feeling. But I do use this like when I make tuna fish, chicken salads, if I cook salmon, just pretty much anything I want to add like a smoky flavor to, like steak, hamburger, pretty much everything, almost everything. And another one is parsley. Parsley, it doesn't really add a lot of flavor, but sometimes you might cook something, you might just want like a little color. Well, I mean, I guess fresh parsley, you can get a little taste, but I don't think the like flakes, I don't really get too much flavor. I don't know if I'm buying the wrong brands or whatever. And as you can see, I have different brands of different stuff because I shop at different stores. Sometimes I go to Walmart, sometimes I go to HEB. It just depends. But these were at one point like $1, and I'm pretty sure since inflation they went up. I don't remember how much they are right now. But these used to be like the cheapest seasonings, the Great Value brand. So I do buy those quite a bit. And when I buy those, I try to buy, if it's something I use more often, I try to buy two more than one. Because it's like the ideal size seasoning, this size. But sometimes if I'm trying to be just a little cheap and I just like want to spend $1, or if I think that if I don't need it, then I'll just like I already have one. I'll just if it's just extra or something, or I don't use often, I would just like buy this. And then another one is Himalayan salt. So I guess just like a couple of years ago, I was hearing as far as sodium, this is better than like regular salt. So I started using this. And then another salt everybody was talking about is the other kind of salt. I forgot. I haven't ever tried that. It's supposed to be good electrolyte salt. I haven't tried it yet. And then I know another one is Redmond salt. Can't think of the other one that I want to say. But Redmond is supposed to be a good salt. And it's supposed to be like actual real. I think it's like Celtic salt and Redmond salt and like red sea salt, something, or like natural salts. But like with these, they add like sodium or whatever to them. or this is supposed to be actually better than regular salt. And like this one, well, I don't know. But I keep like a lot of these. I don't use these as much, really much salt at all. At one point in time, I had to stop using salt when I was having my health issues real bad when I first started having them because I was trying to figure out what would help me. And then I was like, I tried to cut down on like salt and sugar. And so I had stopped using salt altogether at one point in time. And I had switched over from regular salt to that salt. And just like the regular table salt, I keep that and use that on my everything pretty much. And another different kind of salt I like to use is garlic salt. So sometimes, if I want to use garlic and salt, I just use this and I don't put salt. And this is a good seasoning I learned from like Oprah. It's like a good snack instead of like adding butter to your popcorn. You want flavor, like when you buy the kernels and you make your own popcorn. I'm sorry, I'm leaning up against the wall, so I'm like not really in. I'm just like leaning up against this wall here. But if you pop like regular popcorn and like on your stove or in the microwave, when I do mine in the microwave, I don't put any oil or anything. I just put the kernels. Oh well, lately I have been using oil, but because I can either use like a brown sandwich bag and just put my kernels in there and pop them. And I really don't like doing it on the stove with the oil because it's just like burns easier. So for me, for just like less burn, I just do it in the microwave. And I actually found this like plastic bowl. I guess one time I can demonstrate or show it. It's a plastic little rubber bowl with a plastic lid, and it has like holes at the top. And you just put your popcorn in there. And when I use that, I usually don't use cooking oil, but I will pop those and then just sprinkle this after it's popped. Sprinkle this on top of it and shake it up. Or sometimes by being lazy, I'll just put it in there while it's popping to make sure that everything gets nice. And another seasoning I like to use is thyme. I don't use this on everything, but sometimes I use it individually instead of using like the Italian seasoning. If I don't want to put everything, like sometimes I might use this and I don't want to use oregano or rosemary, then I would use the thyme. Or I might use like thyme and rosemary, but I don't want oregano. Then I just have them individually. And I do like these because these look more like fancy and aesthetically pleasing. The only thing is these usually are more expensive and they're glass. So right now, I guess as you can see in my other video, when I did my graded my soap, oh, that's when when I graded my soap and like I kept these, rinsed them out, and I have one, but I'm not gonna go get it. But I would put like the same soap that I grade, I would put it in here, and then I could just sprinkle it because I have another container that doesn't like. So just so I can better control how much I use, has holes big enough for it to come out. So it was like perfect. So I started saving. Well, I had saved them and I didn't know. Well, because sometimes like I might buy like a big thing. Like I was saying, when you open stuff, you might not use it all. So if I can divide it and get a bigger thing and just divide it into a smaller one, then I was thinking about doing it for like in the future when if I'm not able to get to the grocery store, if I'm not able to have, because I might need to like share or trade seasons with somebody. So that's why instead of like giving them a whole big thing or just like letting them take it and bring it back, I can just be like, you know what? I got an empty jar. Just let me give you some, and I'll be able to keep my bigger thing. And this is one, as you can see, is gone or pretty much gone. Is lemon pepper. So also sometimes I use this instead of just using regular pepper. I will substitute lemon pepper just depending on what it is. Because most of the time I don't try to use both. Or if I use lemon or regular pepper with this, I just put a small amount. Another one I like to use is the minced garlic. especially if I don't have like right now, I don't have transportation, so this really comes in handy because sometimes I can only bring back so much stuff from the store. So this really helps me as far as just like not having to buy like fresh onion, depending on what I'm cooking. If I don't like the hamburger or something, I mean I wouldn't sprinkle this on my hamburger. I might use it for the hamburger patty, but you still might want the fresh onions. So whenever I can use this instead of onions, I'll use that. Just like for instance, like a pasta or something, uh, like this with onion powder would definitely substitute for the flavor of onion. Sometimes if you use enough of this, it will, just depending, because like this is not a lot, so I don't want to use like the whole thing. Like if it was this size, then I wouldn't mind how much I use. But like if I know I don't have a big one, I just have this, I might just kind of try to reserve this. And then to substitute for the flavor, use the onion powder with this to get the maximum effect of like regular onions. So like that's a good idea to have both of these. And this is another one I use on almost everything is the onion powder. So for instance, just like tuna fish, chicken salad, meats, and I don't really use like minced onions or garlic in the tuna, but sometimes I'll put like a little powder in there. If I don't have fresh onions, I really like to use fresh onions. But like I say, sometimes if I didn't think ahead of time and I didn't go to the store, if I just don't have it, then I'll just use the powdered. Oh, I guess I thought I had garlic, but I must have grabbed. Like I said, I like to keep more than one, and they both. Sometimes I accidentally open two because I can't find one, and then I open it, or I'm just too lazy to look for it. So, but I believe both of these are open. Nope, I'm not gonna open it because it's gonna pop the seals. I can tell that it's not open, so I don't want to pop it. But yeah, I try to keep extra of these because if it's something that don't want to use the powder and I want this, then I want to make sure that I have plenty of. And I've been noticing the last couple of months I've been running out of my onion, garlic powder, and mints. And it's also been hard to find at the store. That's why I've been running out because when I go to the store, sometimes it's not in stock. And I can, like, sometimes I go to find onion and I can only find garlic. So I just buy extra onion. And then I'm thinking, like, oh, I should have garlic. And then I just have like six onions and no garlic. Because it's just like every time I go to the store, I'm like, well, since I have it, they have it, I might as well go ahead and pick it up. Or I'll be thinking like I went six times, so I should have bought it. And then I don't remember that they didn't actually have it the last six times that I went to the store. So a lot of times well, lately I haven't been having like both. You can see this is almost gone. So now what I start doing when they have them in stock, I'm trying to buy at least two. But I do like garlic powder. And we're just gonna pretend this is minced garlic. So like the same, pretty much use this on everything, just like salmon, tuna fish, chicken salad, chicken, hamburger. Another one I like to use is chives. And with these also you don't really get the maximum effect like it is fresh. But I still do like to have these because I don't like have a just fresh chives at home. So I always like this because sometimes it just add a little flavor. Like sometimes in my eggs, I just like to sprinkle a little in my eggs. And sometimes it's the same thing. It's just for color. It's not necessarily for taste. Another one, rosemary. So as you can see, that's almost gone. So that's something I use quite often. I mostly use this for like chicken and rice, basically. But I use it for other things, but that's the two things I use the most for. And this, I have stopped using this in a while, but like I love these. And I like to buy this because when I make food, sometimes I don't want to make my food spicy. I just put a little pepper And then, because I have to think about like other members of the family that may not want to eat hot stuff all the time. So that's what I do. Just when I cook, I just add this to my plate or my meal. So to have my like extra heat or whatever. But I definitely love those. And it's supposed to be good also for inflammation too. So I need to start back using them on a regular basis because I used to use it like more. And I'm down to my last two, and hopefully I will be able to upload my video. But it's just like ginger and turmeric. And really, my mom got me into this ginger and turmeric for inflammation. And I can't necessarily say that it does or doesn't help me because I don't notice the difference. But maybe I will with like fresher uh turmeric and ginger. Like she swears by it and she likes it and said it's good for her. So just like every once in a while when I make like my chicken and rice, I'll put both of them in there. And then of course with the turmeric, you want to make sure you're using the uh black pepper to activate the whatever you call it, the chemistry to activate the effectiveness of it. So, but sometimes I don't always use these together. Like sometimes I might be cooking the salmon and I'll just use the ginger. I might not use turmeric. But like when I cook my chicken and rice, I use both of them together with along with other spices. Like I say, the black pepper for one and salt just for taste. But that's it. I really don't use this for like outside of cooking because I know a lot of people make like teas with them and do different things, but I don't do any of that or haven't tried any of that. But I do have this one recipe that I found. It's kind of like a turkey chili where you use turkey and you do use turmeric, not ginger, but you use turmeric and you use some other things like some spinach. And it's supposed to be good for like inflammation, but I really enjoy it in that also. It's like a turkey chili and it's like tomatoes and it's really good. I haven't made it in a while, and I used to try to make it during the winter months because it's like a hot dish. So I guess coming up soon, I will definitely make some, and I do like to have mine when I make it have it a little spicy. So I definitely have my red pepper flakes. But that is it for this video. I'm already at 37 minutes. Hopefully, I'm not sure. So if you're seeing this, I was able to download it. And I don't want to stay too long, but thanks for joining, and I'll see you soon.